So here's. Agenda in preparation for our 10 a.m. meeting. We will start with a proclamation for the Decatur High School girls tennis team, the 2026 AHSAA 6A state tournament runner-up. Then we'll have approval of monthly bills. No changes. Approval of minutes. Approve April 27th, 2026, 5 p.m. council work session. Approve May 4th, 2026, 5:30 p.m. council work session. And approve May 4th, 2026, 6 p.m. council meeting. No changes I'm aware of. All right. Set public hearings. Resolution number 26109, approve abatement of unsafe conditions at 305 Robin Road Southwest. We'll set that public hearing for June 15th, 2026, 10 a.m. No changes. Public hearing. Resolution number 26122, approve request for special event retail liquor license for Greenawalt Hospitality LLC, doing business as The Fields at 3427 Gordon Terry Parkway, Decatur, Alabama 35603 for June 11th through 13th, 2026.
While they have met the revenues criteria, we are still waiting on them to send some paperwork to Bobby Anders with fire for approval. They said they would have it to him no later than 9:45 this morning.
Okay. All right, any questions? All right, weed abatements, resolution number 26110, assess $348 against 401 12th Avenue Northwest for the cost of abatement of nuisance. No changes. Any questions? Resolutions, resolution number 26111, approve special use permit for AT&T to install a temporary solar facility at 3536 Gordon Terry Parkway for the upcoming Rock the South concert. No changes. All right, resolution number 26112, assess demolition costs in the amount of $6,816.20 against 813 Austin Street Southwest for abatement of unsafe conditions. No changes. Resolution number 26113, assess demolition costs in the amount of $9,076.20 against 821 Austin Street Southwest. No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26114, approve application for the National Parks Grant to update Albany Historic Residential District Survey.
No changes.
No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26115, approve application for the National Parks Grant for Phase 2 of the Fairview Penny Acres Historic Residential District.
No changes.
No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26116, approve vacation request 600-26 for Donald and Sonia Snow. No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26117, approve Holly Street EV charging station relocation to the Morgan County parking lot by Decatur Utilities.
No changes.
No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26118, approve budget amendment for the purchase of barricades from Carnegie Visual Arts Center. No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26119, approve Invoice Cloud as payment processor for planning department software.
No changes.
No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26120, approve ground lease extension with SBA for tower use. No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26121, authorize mayor to execute agreement with Casa Grande LLC. No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26-123, approve Recreation Center change order number 10. No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 26-124, approve Parks and Recreation maintenance parking lot lease on Central Parkway.
No change. Once presented last month.
Any questions? All right, resolution number 26-125, approve special use permit for T-Mobile to install a temporary cellular facility at 3536 Gordon Terry Parkway for the Rock the South concert.
President, thank you for this late addition. We received a request by T-Mobile. This is the third of the major carriers to put a cow or cell on wheels out at the Rock the South concert. They're going to place, it will be a 70-foot mobile tower that they will raise, and it'll be inside a 60 by 60 fenced-in area. This will ensure that T-Mobile customers have service as well as public safety. CMS has reviewed the request and recommends approval.
Okay. Appreciate you calling us this morning on this.
Yes, sir.
Any questions on that one? All right. Anybody got anything else? All right. Our meeting will begin at 10 o'clock. Thank you. All right, it is 10 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. Alan Stover will lead us in our invocation and pledge.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, God, as we come to you today, we just want to thank you for this wonderful day that you've given us. God, I just pray, God, that you'd be with our leaders, both locally, state, and federal. God, I pray that you'd just give them the knowledge, God, to lead in such a way that you would have them to lead. God, and we know that your word says that if your people who are called by your name will humble themselves and pray, then you will hear from heaven and you'll heal our land. God, I pray that as praying people, God, I pray that we would just fall down on our knees, God, and pray for this country. God, we need you back in this country more than we ever have. God, we thank you so much for who you are, God, and for all that you do for us. And God, I just pray, God, that you would be with us, God. God, thank you for who you are, and thank you for all that you've done for us. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Alan. All right, roll call. Here. Here. Here.
Here.
Here. All right, we got a packed chamber, and I'm assuming it's not for agenda-related public comment, but the mayor's got a proclamation to begin today's meeting for the Decatur High School girls tennis team as the 2026 AHSAA 6A state tournament runner-up. Mayor?
And first off, I'd like the team, if you would just stand up and face everybody right here in front would be great while I read this. Whereas the 2025-2026 Decatur High School girls tennis team qualified to compete in Alabama High School Athletic Association State Championship held on April 23rd, 2026 in Mobile, Alabama. And whereas the Decatur High School girls tennis team were runner-ups in the Class 6A division, and whereas the Decatur High School girls tennis team has proven its excellence through the season, and it's represented the city of Decatur in an outstanding manner. And whereas it is fitting and appropriate that we recognize the hard work, dedication, and high level of enthusiasm exhibited by all the members of the DHS girls tennis team. Now, therefore, I, Kent Lawrence, Mayor of the City of Decatur, Alabama, do hereby deem it an honor and privilege to extend our congratulations on behalf of myself and the council on your exceptional performance. So I'll present a copy of this to, I don't know if there's a team captain or a coach or there you go. Thank you very much.
Hang on a minute.
If you don't take a picture, it didn't really happen.
That's right. And Coach Whitmire, what do we got? We've got one junior, a sophomore, and 6 8th graders.
That is correct.
So when are we going to get the blue map?
The goal is next year.
Next year? All right.
Next year. We're already working hard. We're already playing in USTA tournaments to get ready. So
Good. Well, congratulations, and
Yes.
appreciate you all being here today. If y'all would like to leave, you can leave now. If you want to stay, you're more than welcome. Yeah. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, call me.
Can't believe
Kind of act like it's summer or something.
I think one of them signed in. That's all.
Yeah. Did-
No sign.
Yeah. All right, we will now move into our agenda. We'll begin with the approval of monthly bills. Approve April 2026 monthly bills.
So moved.
A motion by Mr. McMasters.
Second.
Second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 All right, the monthly bills are approved with a vote of 5-0. Approval of minutes. Is everybody okay taking these as one? Okay. Approve April 27th, 2026, 5 p.m. council work session. Approve May 4th, 2026, 5:30 p.m. council work session. And approve May 4th, 2026, 6 p.m. council meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 All right. The minutes are approved with a vote of 5-0. Set public hearings, resolution number 26109, approve abatement of unsafe conditions at 305 Robin Road Southwest.
Yeah, Josh Sloan, Community Development. We've condemned this building. It's in pretty bad shape, unresponsive property owner. We just request your permission to set a public hearing for demolition.
All right, that public hearing will be held on June 15th, 2026 at 10 a.m. Thank you. We have a public hearing, resolution number 26122, approve request for special event retail liquor license for Greenawalt Hospitality LLC, doing business as The Fields at 3427 Gordon Terry Parkway, Decatur, Alabama 35603 for June 11th through the 13th, 2026. Lori?
They have met the criteria that the revenue and the fire department set forth for them.
Okay. All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anybody from the public that would like to speak on this matter, you may speak now. All right, seeing there's nobody from the public, we'll consider the public hearing closed.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Mr. Atkins.
Okay,
Any
now,
discussion?
I would mention there are a couple of items that I'm still holding before we issue this.
That are outside of revenue and fire?
Right.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion? Roll call? Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26122 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Weed abatements approve, or resolution 26110, it says $348 against 401 12th Avenue Northwest for the cost of abatement of nuisance.
Yeah,
Josh.
it's already been cut. Just request your permission to assess it.
Okay.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? Roll call? Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26110 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26111 approves special use permit for AT&T to install a temporary cellular facility at 3536 Gordon Terry Parkway for the upcoming Rock the South concert.
Good morning, President, Council, Mayor. David Andrews with CMS. This request, or this resolution, is for a request by AT&T to put a cow or cell on wheels, which is a temporary cellular facility out at the Rock the South concert. It'll be on site. They will be establishing power, so they will have to go through permitting with the building department, so they'll start that later today or in the morning. They're requesting to place a 70-foot tower inside a 55 by 55 fenced-off area, and they will have a backup generator in case the power was to go down. They'll have redundancy. So, and this is for AT&T customers and public safety. CMS has reviewed this application and recommends approval.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion? Roll call? Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26111 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26112 assess demolition costs in the amount of $6,816.20 against 813 Austin Street Southwest for abatement of unsafe conditions. Josh?
Yep. Council approved the demolition of this building, and now it's been demolished. Requesting your permission to assess it to the property.
So moved.
We have a motion by Ms. Wursler,
Second.
second by Mr. Bullard. Any discussion? Roll call? Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26112 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26113 assess demolition costs in the amount of $9,076.20 against 821 Austin Street Southwest.
Same thing. These properties are real close together. Just request your permission to assess to the property.
Okay.
So moved.
We have a motion by Ms. Wursler,
Second.
second by Mr. Bullard. Any discussion? Roll call? Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26-113 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26-114, approve application for the National Parks Grant to update the Albany Historic Residential District survey.
Yeah, this is just an application with the National Parks to update the residential district of the Albany Historic District. This will, again, two things. One, this is the application. If we're awarded, it'll come back to you. But also, just as a point of reference, this is the National Register. In Albany, there's a overlay that actually that the Architectural Review Board reviews anything that's done in that overlay. The historic district is a little larger. The National Historic District is a little larger than what the overlay is. So, this wouldn't affect the overlay. We would have to come back to you all if we wanted to increase that to get some, because there has been some questions about some of the residents who are in the historic district, but they're not in the overlay. So they're not subject to having to come to get COAs because they're not in the overlay.
All right. Thank you, Alan.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Atkins,
Second.
second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 Resolution number 26-114 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26-115, approve application for the National Parks Grant for Phase 2 of the Fairview Penny Acres Historic Residential District.
Yeah, we did the first phase to see if there was enough there to consider a historic district. This will just be to see if there's enough that we would do to have a historic district there. Again, this would not be an overlay, so if it were to be considered to be a historic district, then it would just open them up to some possibilities of grant funding to being in a historic district, but it would not necessarily mean that they would have to comply with COAs.
Okay.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 All right, resolution number
Thank you.
26-115 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26-116, approve vacation request number 600-26 for Donald and Sonia Snow.
Yes, this is for the approval of vacation requests of 0.10 acres of drainage, utilities, and telecommunications that were planned but never occurred, so there is no need for a dedication. It's located at 2412 Chapel Hill Road.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second. Second by Mr. Bullard. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26-116 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26-117, approve Holly Street EV charging station relocation to the Morgan County parking lot by Decatur Utilities.
Yes, these charging stations presently are in the parking lot at Cook's, but because of their renovations, we're going to have to move these, and this is just to move these to Morgan County, the parking lot from the county.
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second. Second by Mr. Bullard. Any discussion?
Is that where they're going to permanently be, or are they going to move them again?
No, I think this will be the permanent location.
Okay.
And there's also a grant involved for $65,000 of the expense.
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26-117 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26-118, approved budget amendment for the purchase of barricades from Carnegie Visual Arts Center. Mr. Allen.
Good morning, everybody. We talked about this some last week, but this is the purchase of the barricades from the Carnegie. They bought a significant amount of the barricades that we have years ago, and this is us buying those back from them, especially since we use them across the city for multiple events.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26-118 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26119, approve Invoice Cloud as the payment processor for planning department software.
Yes, this is for approval of Invoice Cloud to be able to accept the initial application fee for the short-term rental applications.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. McMasters. All right, Mr. Atkins, and a second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26119 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26120, approve ground lease extension with SBA for tower use. Herman?
Yes, we talked about it, of course, last week. And of course, David's here with CMS. He's reviewed this, and this would extend this lease we have with SBA. This is the tower out in the vicinity of the Point Mallard recreation area. And it would be until, this sounds scary, but 2060. But they're paying approximately $10,000 a month presently. And there's an inflation clause in there that it'll go up. But the estimated, counting the 47 months that are presently we have a lease with, it will be over $8 million total that will be generated by this. So CMS believes it's a good idea, and we do too.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins.
Aye.
Wursler. Aye. Fuller.
All right, resolution number 26120 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26121, authorize mayor to execute agreement with Casa Grande LLC. Mr. Lovelace?
As you recall, we discussed last week, the city sold 4 lots on 2nd Avenue, and it's 8 lots, I'd have to count them, then the parking lot next to the former church, Church of Christ. Casa Grande is purchasing those from Mr. Winstead and his LLC today, assuming this gets approved. This is an agreement to put some new restrictions on the property and release the old restrictions. From 12 months from the date of when y'all approve this, they will have to have their architectural and engineering plans completed. And 3 months after that, they'll have to have their building permit issued. And after that, they'll have 24 months to complete the construction. They also own 4 lots on 2nd Avenue that adjoin these, and they will have to build and invest a minimum of $5 million on both those pieces of property, and they'll also have to have 7,500 square feet of retail and at least minimum, and a minimum of 15,000 square feet of residential. They'll also have to use that parking lot to meet the parking requirements for those residential units, and so there will be parking for that. Otherwise, the rest of the parking lot can be used for other purposes, but they'll be responsible for it.
Okay. Thank you, Barney.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Mr. Bullard. Any discussion? I do just want to say thank you to everybody that's been involved. Obviously, the residential component downtown continues to be a priority for myself and many others, but glad to see the continued development of our downtown and the reinvestment. Anything else? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins.
Aye.
Wursler. Aye. Fuller.
All right, resolution number 26121 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26123, approve Recreation Center change order number 10.
Good morning, everybody. This is another change order in the rec center we discussed last week as well. I believe the total is roughly $90,000 for this change order. A large portion of that is the demolition of the pavilion that's out there currently, as well as some other items throughout the facility. Any questions on the change order?
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins.
Aye.
Wursler. Aye. Fuller.
All right, resolution number 26123 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26124, approve Parks and Recreation maintenance parking lot lease for Central Parkway.
Well, basically, this will allow our maintenance complex for park recreation on Central Parkway. This will be a month-to-month lease. Payment would be $500 per month. And and it's going to come out of general fund unassigned balance. But the park recreation budget will be adjusted to cover this cost. And that's what it does. And that's what Parker would have said if he'd had an opportunity.
So moved.
A motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Mr. Bullard. Any discussion? I would just say it is our intent to relocate that parking as soon as possible to get out from underneath this lease. There was a sale of the building, and the new owner has requested this. I think we've been parking there for many decades, and certainly their property. And but we'll work with them in the time being while we get ready to
And
go
I'll
in
add to
parking.
that, we feel like that we have adequate space once we can clear out some stuff in the maintenance facility. And this is just not the time of the year to put that manpower
Yeah.
to that.
And we need to do it, we can do, part of it is a large surplus of
Yeah.
stuff as well, so it's going to be a collaborative effort with Jeremy and their team.
Yep.
to get that.
Free up space.
Get rid of some of this old equipment.
All right. Any other discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26-124 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Resolution number 26-125, approved special use permit for T-Mobile to install a temporary cellular facility at 3536 Gordon Terry Parkway for the Rock the South concert.
Good morning again, and thank you for the late addition for this resolution. This is a request by T-Mobile to place a CAL, or Cell on Wheels, which is a temporary cell facility out at the Rock the South concert. It will be a 70-foot tower. It will be the power and everything will be run off a generator. They won't be establishing power, so it would be a self-contained unit. And it will be placed within a 60 by 60 fenced-in area out there. CMS has reviewed the request and recommends approval.
So moved.
A motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Ms. Worstler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 All right, resolution number 26-125 is approved with a vote of 5-0. Is there anything from departments? Good. Mayor?
I'll just mention we had a great weekend of events. Derby downtown Saturday went off really well, and several of our departments collaborated to help that event. It was very good for the city.
All right, anything from council?
I got one question. When do we expect the Sportsplex to go to bid?
It was supposed to be the first week of June. We're still hoping that that's the case, but probably within the next month.
We got final drawings just today.
Drawings are final. We're waiting on our CM to do price checks for any last minute edits, and then it'll go out.
Perfect. I've had questions.
All right.
Thank
We
you.
have a meeting Wednesday. If you want to.
Anything else? I would just say we do not have a meeting next week. It is Memorial Day. I hope everybody can get out and enjoy Jubilee. But, our next meeting, our next council work session will be held on June 1st, 2026 at 5 p.m. The next regular council meeting will be held June 1st, 2026 at 6 p.m. If there's nothing else, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you.
Everybody have a good